Investigators are still working to find out what sparked a massive fire at an abandoned building near I-35 yesterday. Take a look at your screen. You can see just how big the fire was. The abandoned Rodeway Inn near the UT campus is what caught fire, and those flames spread to a nearby restaurant.
Crews had to turn off electricity in the area to deal with those flames, but all the lights were back on by around 10:30 this morning. KVUE's Malia Masamoto joining us live from the scene right now. And Malia, you just spoke to one of the owners of the business.
Yeah, Ashley and Mark, I spoke to one of the owners of the building this afternoon on the phone, had a conversation with him, and he told me that the hotel and the Ethiopian restaurant that's next door actually closed down a few months ago to make way for TxDOT's I-35 expansion project. And he said since then it's been overrun with people trying to camp there in this area. And since the building was in the first stage of demolition, AFD said that's why the fire spread so quickly in this area and left behind all of the damage that you see here.
We heard it. We heard the boom.
Maddie McKinley was visiting her mom at St. David's Hospital nearby when she saw the flames.
We watched the whole building from the beginning of the fire to start collapsing. Within 45 minutes, the whole thing was down.
AFD Assistant Chief Thayer Smith said the building was what they call a vertical lumber yard.
It was really just down to the wood frame. There was no drywall, no doors, no windows. There was nothing to stop the progression of the fires.
Jimmy Nassour, one of the owners of the building, told me on the phone the Rodeway Inn motel closed back in May and the Ethiopian restaurant next door closed in July because of TxDOT's I-35 expansion project. Since then, those two buildings have been vacant, but Nassour says they hit some snags in getting them torn down quickly.
They can sit here for months or years with the process we have now, that we have to go through the building review committee and get an order, and then that has to go through the courts.
Over the past few years, Smith said it's becoming more and more of a problem.
There's, probably hundreds of vacant structures in the city.
While AFD investigates the cause, Smith says about 2 years ago, the city started a vacant structure task force comprised of AFD, Code Compliance, the Homeless Strategy Office, and APD.
We're really looking to address those and make sure that we don't have the kind of problems we've been having recently with numerous fires in those buildings.
Now they're trying to simplify that process with the city and find ways to legally give the fire chief or code compliance the authority to expedite demolition.